When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO and ServPro.com. Helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
So proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled
Welcome race fans to the Texas Motor Speedway. We are live here tonight for the Serve Pro 200. Drivers are just getting ready to start qualifying, and Robert's running a little bit late here.
Yeah, thank you, Curtis, very much. Yes, welcome race fans, young, old, middle-aged, men, women, and children, to the Serve Pro 200 here live on Off-Road Broadcasting at Texas Motor Speedway. I tell you what, fans, you're in for a real treat. This is a very, very fast track here at Texas in the trucks. Curtis, you can definitely attest to that because you raced here many times, and we're looking for an exciting race.
Yeah, and as the drivers get ready to, qualifying's underway here, just about a minute into qualifying. We'll bring up the standings as they run here through 12 races on the season. Tonight would be race number 13. And right now, James Ross in that number 51 truck, he's leading the field. He's only ran 11 races. He's 15 points ahead of the next truck behind him. That's Gerald Campbell. He's held the point lead for probably at least half the season so far. He slips back to that second position. Vernon Margheim behind him, driving that 33 truck. He is 13 points back from second place. Andrew Kessler in fourth. Judd Danielson's made his way up into the top 5 in points. He's got 366 on the season so far. Jack Watts behind him with 364. Gary Sexton, he's in 7th place right now. Mark Jackson only 3 points behind him in 8th spot. Tyler Chalk in 9th spot right now with 346, and Jeremy Crandall rounds out your top 10 with 338. So still about 70 to 80 points separating 1st through 10th, and some of these guys have missed a race, so including your points leader, James Ross.
Thank you there, Curtis. I do want to remind the fans, you're watching the Serve Pro 200. Serve Pro has the fastest response time to any disaster. Serve Pro is ready for whatever happens. Serve Pro can make it like it never even happened. Serve Pro, this location is out of Grapevine, Texas. We do want to thank Shane Ferris. He is a very, very popular, very supportive Serve Pro franchisee. There are over 1,800 stores nationwide. So fans, if you have any kind of issue, whether it is a flood, a hurricane, a tornado, you even have a pipe break and you have an overflow, toilet, you name it. Serve Pro can make it like it never even happened.
And should be a good race here tonight, Robert. 133 laps, 200 miles. We got partly cloudy conditions in the daytime here, afternoon. Track is fairly slick, 95-degree track temperature, and this is one of the faster 1.5-mile ovals on the circuit, and we're creeping up here on the halfway point of the season, so a lot of these guys are getting hungrier and hungrier for that win. So we'll see what tonight brings. A lot of familiar faces on top of the board right now as they qualify. Just over a minute left.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Curtis. I tell you, these drivers, they are always excited to be here in Domino's TYJ Racing. And all the fans, yes, you are eligible tonight for the free pizza giveaway. The free pizza giveaway is going to go to the first fan who can accurately predict the winner of this race before halfway. Curtis, my math says it's lap 67. You just text in if you're watching on the live chat, or you can also text my personal phone number, 919-883-749. Excuse me, 883-7497 to get your pick in. Curtis, we've given away about 25 free pizzas this year. Domino's loves to do that, and we love to be part of it.
Yep, I always wish I could be part of that free pizza giveaway, but unfortunately I can't. Qualifying is coming to a close here. Drivers are going to get ready to buckle up and get ready to go racing for 133 laps. Starting on the pole tonight, we have the number 81 of Shane Parrish. Starting to his outside, the number 17 of Gary Sexton. Gerald Campbell in the number 6 machine, he's starting in 3rd place tonight. To his outside in 4th, that's Jeff T. Martin in the number 15. Eric Stanford in the number 24, he rounds out your top 5 tonight with Samuel Given in the 75 starting to his outside. Judd Danielson in the number 85 truck tonight, starting in 7th spot. To his outside is JP Arsenault in the number 97. James Ross in the number 51 starting in 9th spot tonight with Blake Griffith rounding out your top 10. Gio Bromanti in the number 89 starts in 11th tonight. Wesley Whitfield to his outside in 12th. Vernon Margheim 13th. In that number 33 machine with William Locklear starting to his outside in 14th. Ralph Vandervorst 15th. Sean Kalis 16th tonight with Mark Jackson all the way back there in 17th. Not a very characteristic qualifying spot for Mark there. He normally qualifies a little bit farther up. Maybe he did that on purpose, I'm not too sure. But Tyler Chalk starting to his outside in the 18th spot. Tim Rangers starting in the 19th spot tonight with Jack Watts to his outside. That rounds out your top 20. Craig Lerman in the number 77 starts in 21st tonight with Andrew Kessler to his outside in 22nd. Gary Weston in the number 14 tonight, that K&N Toyota Tundra. Glad to see him back in the field. He's missed quite a handful of races. He was in the middle of moving, and yeah, just glad to see him back in the field tonight. Ray Richer starts to his outside in 24th in that number 44 machine. David Wright starts in 25th tonight. He's your first driver that has not qualified. Ivan Garcia starts in in that number 72 starts in 26th. Derek Fisher, another familiar face. He finished, I think, 3rd last year in the Dented Fenders Truck Series points. Haven't seen him out here in a while. He starts in 27th tonight. Michael Fravert starting 28th, and rounding out your field, not taking a qualifying lap as well, is that number 73 of Jeremy Crandall. Well, Robert, should be a good one here tonight. As I said earlier, 133 laps, 200 miles. We thank you for joining us here on the All Pro Broadcasting Network. Shane Parrish going to lead him to the green flag. He's electing to take the outside line, it looks like, as they come to the start.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Curtis. And yes, fans, we do appreciate you being here. This is going to be a very exciting, fast race here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll give you some more details on how you win the free pizza soon. Go ahead, Curtis. Take us to the green.
Yeah, pace car is pulled off. Shane Parrish tipped off on that outside line. He got about a 3-truck length gap over Gary Sexton there. Looks like Jeff Martin is battling with Gerald Campbell for that third position. Campbell pulls up, gets clear for that third position as they head down the backstretch for the first time tonight into turn 3. Shane Parrish looks like he's going to lead that opening lap. A lot of these guys just fanning out, trying to get single file. It's I'm sure the bottom line is going to be the preferred groove at the start of this race, and as the tires start to wear, you might have to change that up a little bit. But I know in 1 and 2, you pretty much always want to stick to that bottom line. You want to arc it high in 1 and get to that bottom in turn 2.
Yeah, thank you, Curtis. I tell you what, I did participate in the happy hour practice in these trucks. The first 3-4 laps, Curtis, fans, they are a handful. They get pretty tight. After about 4, 5, 6 laps, Curtis, these trucks will actually get loose. You come off turn 4, wide open after 7, 8, 9 laps on your truck, and your truck's gonna want to get loose, and you're gonna spin through the grass. We're probably gonna see that numerous times tonight, Curtis.
Gap at the start finish line, 3.02 seconds. So, or sorry, 0.302 tenths of a second. Gary Sexton is trailing Shane Parrish in that number 81. Looks like he's closing the gap a little bit. Gerald Campbell and Eric Stanford have fallen back a little bit in that 3rd and 4th spot. Good battle. Good battle for looks like 5th, 6th, and 7th. Jeff T. Martin, Samuel Given, and James Ross.
Yes, sir, Curtis. These drivers so far, they're racing clean, and they are realizing the only way winner of this race is going to get to the end of the race is if they have all 4 fenders on the truck. So at this point, it definitely looks like, Curtis, these drivers are just going to, mind their P's and Q's. If they can make it past, they will. If someone's coming up on them, they're going to let them go by. And that's what it's going to take to win this race.
Yeah, and this early on in the run, a lot of these trucks are still bunched up, and if you pick the wrong lane trying to pass somebody, you can get freight train, get really stuck in a line, and just not be able to go anywhere, not be able to get back into the racing group, so to say. For quite a number of laps, you can lose a lot of positions, and yeah, a lot of these guys are probably just trying to avoid that right now. Closing in on crossing over onto lap number 8, I should say. Don't forget about the free pizza giveaway on lap 67. Get your picks in on the live chat, or text your number, or text your pick to Robert's number.
Yes, sir, Curtis. We'll get that out in just a few minutes. It looks like Gerald Campbell, number 6, he's going to make the pass over the number 17 of Gary Sexton. So move Gerald Campbell up to that 2nd position, and he's going to make a beeline on the leader, Shane Parrish. And I tell you what, Shane Parrish is sporting that ServPro truck. And Shane is actually the sponsor of this race. ServPro has the fastest response time to any disaster, and they are ready for whatever happens. ServPro can make it like it never even happened. Shane Parrish has done a lot of practicing, Curtis. He has one of our top 5 fastest trucks every single week. And obviously, he wants to stay out front, get the victory tonight for all of his sponsors, including ServPro.
Yeah, with I'm not exactly sure if ServPro is Shane Parrish's personal owned company or if that's just the company he works for. Either way, I'm sure he puts a little bit of extra effort into making sure that he brought a fast piece to the track this week and made sure that he could run up front. And he's definitely doing that right now. Looks like Gerald Campbell has made his way up into that second position.
Yes, sir, Curtis. I can guarantee it. Shane Parrish owns a local ServPro franchise in Grapevine, Texas. So if you live anywhere in the Grapevine, Texas area, you have any kind of water emergency, make sure you call 1-800-ServPro. Matter of fact, Curtis, I don't care if you live in Alaska, Florida, New England, North Carolina, Texas, or California, you have an emergency issue, you call 1-800-ServPro. They're one of the best companies out there for water damage emergencies. And right now, Shane Parrish is representing the sponsor of the race by leading the race the first 13 laps.
And it looks like Giovanni Bromanti trying to make his way around that number 75 with Samuel Given. Gio started in the 11th spot tonight. Looks like he is almost clear for that 7th position. So, and it looks like William Locklear off into the grass. He's coming back up onto the track. We'll see if he gathers it back up. He does. What a save by William Locklear. Keeps it down on the apron in turns 1 and 2 there. He's just can't get back up on the track and get back up to speed yet. He's got a lot of trucks coming. What a save though. He didn't see how he ended up in the grass, if he hit the wall or if he got loose. That would tell the tale of if these trucks are really tight or really loose. I don't see any damage on that front fender, so that would tell me that he got loose and went to the grass, saved it. He just made his way back by the number 14 of Gary Sexton. That was a pass for that 21st position. So scary moment for William Locklear there, but he keeps it straight early on in the race. He usually is pretty quick out here in the Standard Fenders Truck Series, so I'm sure he'll be able to make his way back up there.
I tell you what, Curtis, one thing is for sure, this Dented Fenders Truck Series, Domino's TYJ Racing, has got to be our Cadillac series. Just as I mentioned that, we have a caution coming out for a crash on the backstretch. Go ahead.
And Giovanni Bromanti goes into the wall.
Yeah, we'll get the. Go ahead, Curtis. We'll get the replay brought up real quick here, fans.
Yeah, it looks like Gio just drove it a little bit too hard out of turn 2 there, hit the wall, and had nowhere else. Pointed that truck straight down into the inside wall. Gets quite a bit of front end damage. Doesn't blow the motor up or anything, I don't think, but I don't think he's going to be able to salvage that into a top 10 finish anymore.
Yes, unfortunately, or actually fortunately, nobody else, Curtis, was involved in that caution. So Gio's going to get it turned around, brought back down to pit road, and we're going to see what happens here on pit road for the leaders. I'm pretty sure most guys are going to come down pit road and get some damage repair. Excuse me, or 4 tires and some fuel.
Yeah, Shane Parrish leading him down pit road as we speak. Seeing if there are any takers staying out. Looks like everybody is pretty much coming in. 15, 17 laps on these tires. Yeah, everybody is coming in, so check out the race off pit road. Shane Parrish is pitted in that first pit box. It looks like he might have overslid it a little bit. No, he slides it in there perfectly. Didn't have to back it up at all. So see if he makes it out first. Second car in was Gerald Campbell. Third was Eric Stanford. Eric Stanford looks like he might gain a position there. And third out of the pits is 51 of James Ross. So James Ross gains 2 spots heading out of pit road. Looks like Eric Stanford might have came out in second spot as well. So Eric Stanford gains a spot. James Ross gains 2 spots. Gary Sexton, I believe, stays where he was or loses a spot. I'm not too sure. I think he came in third place, but could be wrong. Shane Parrish comes out in the lead though, and still 115 laps to go here. First pit stop of the night, first caution. Just a single car incident. Looks like Ivan Garcia might have stayed out to lead a lap there. He goes in ahead of the leaders down pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Ivan Garcia stayed out. He got his 1 point for leading the lap. I tell you what, Curtis, that kind of strategy may come back to help him before the chase starts. He is racing in that tied truck tonight, and he does that pretty often. It is good to see him get 1 point led. Matter of fact, a real quick history. Ivan Garcia is one of our oldest drivers in the Domino's TYJ Racing Series. We are very, very excited to have him part of what we're doing here. Yes, sir. I don't have exactly a driver profile on Ivan Garcia, but I can tell you this, fans. You've come to the right place to watch some of the best iRacing action that is as close to NASCAR as you're going to find. You're going to find it here in the Domino's TYJ Racing Dented Fender Series, which actually is our most popular series, fans. You're also going to find it in our Premier Xfinity Series, which is on Thursday nights, and our Top Shelf Cup Series, which are the very, very best of the best iRacing drivers on Thursday nights. Ivan Garcia is a 70-year-old, very well respected. He's a very well talented driver. He does not race in the Top Shelf, but I tell you what, fans, for the Truck Series, you're not going to go anywhere else to find more competitive competition here. And we do want to thank for broadcasting. Fans, one more quick time. We'll make sure you remember, if you're watching tonight for the first time, I'm going to give you the details on how to win the free pizza. In the meantime, while you're watching, make sure you click the subscribe now button. That way you get all of the notifications for our Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night Dirt Series at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Curtis, I'm going to let you take the restart here. And fans, we love our fans, and you will win a free Domino's Pizza. Details coming soon.
Yeah, Shane Parrish taking the outside line on this restart. Pace car is off. Shane Parrish is off, and Eric Stanford gets a pretty good start on that inside line, but so does Gary Sexton in that number 17. He's looking to make that outside line work, headed down into turn 1. James Ross right on the back bumper of Eric Stanford. He's side by side with Gary Sexton as they head out of turn 2. Down the back stretch, James Ross looking to make the power move in turn 3 to get into that third position. Can Gary Sexton hold him off on the outside line? On brand new tires, I know the inside line is going to be a lot faster. And James Ross to the inside of Eric Stanford. Here comes James Ross. Does he have anything for Shane Parrish? Shane Parrish has been pretty much the class of the field in the first 20 laps, but it looks like James Ross looking to the inside of Shane Parrish. He's not quite to the inside yet as they head down into turn 3. Eric Stanford sticks it to the outside of James Ross, and Gary Sexton makes the pass on him, so Eric Stanford thought he could make that outside line work, and not quite yet, so Gary Sexton moves back up into that third spot, and James Ross trying to set up that pass for the lead.
I tell you what, this is great racing up front. Looks like James Ross has got the move on the inside of Shane Parrish in that Serv Pro. It's going to be who gives up. This is early in the race. Looks like James is going to clear Shane Parrish going into turn 1 and 2. But Shane's going to battle back or just follow in line here. I tell you what, we've got a lot of racing left to go. And I tell you what, this race, the trucks here in Texas, is going to have a lot to do with who wears out the tires the soonest.
Yeah, and I always talk about James Ross being good on the long run, not wearing out his tires. But what we just saw there, that was good on the short run too. These guys just got 4 brand new Goodyear Eagles, and he made, I think he started in 4th or 5th place on that restart. He made his way to the lead in about 2 laps. So you know he's got a fast short run truck tonight, and I'm sure he's just as fast on the long run. So he's made up about a 2 truck length gap over Shane Parrish now. Shane Parrish trying to hold off Gary Sexton for that 3rd position. Gerald Campbell back to 4th spot. He was up to 2nd, so I know he'll be hungry to get back up there and battle for the lead. He's got Eric Stanford on his back bumper trying to make the move.
I tell you what, Curtis, we have got a top-notch field of drivers here for this Domino's 2IJ Racing Denver Truck Series race. The Serv Pro 200 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Texas, where it is fast, it is action-packed, and I tell you what, who's going to win this race? Nobody can call it right now, but fans.
Oh! Gerald Campbell goes around in turn 4, and that was some netcode. I was watching that live, folks, and Eric Stanford was to the inside of Gerald Campbell. He was about 3 feet off the door and just sent the 6 truck around. I'm sure you guys will see that on the replay, but just some brutal iRacing netcode. If you guys don't know what that is, just obviously we're on the internet here, and not everybody's connections cooperate with each other sometimes, and Judd Danielson comes in and absolutely plows the 6 machine of Gerald Campbell. He goes up and over, goes for quite the ride. So Judd Danielson's going to be headed to the infield care center. He rolls all the way into the pit lane. So rough end to the night for Judd Danielson. I'm sure he wasn't expecting that, and he had a fast truck here tonight. Came into the race in 5th spot. Hopefully he can hold on to it, but I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to make it back out here tonight.
Yes, sir, Curtis. And on this note, we are going to take our first commercial break. We do want to remind the fans, you are watching the Serv Pro 200. Serv Pro has the fastest response time to any disaster, and Serv Pro is ready for whatever happens. Serv Pro can make it like it never even happened, fans. This location is at Great Bond, Texas. There are over 1,800 locations, fans. We're going to take a quick 1 or 2 minute commercial break. We'll be right back to cover the pit stops. Thanks for being here. We'll be right back.
Did your little storm knock out the power? Well, excuse me for not noticing.
Hate to disappoint you, old man Winter. Better luck next time.
If the power goes out, your Generac standby generator goes on automatically.
Down trees? Flash floods? Is that all you've got?
Stand up to the threat of outages with Generac and never feel powerless.
When you're ready,
Serv Pro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO and ServPro.com. Helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
Welcome back, race fans, to the Serv Pro 200 live on All Pro Broadcasting here at Texas Motor Speedway. Again, fans, we do want to make sure every single one of you do yourself the favor. And if you like pizza, I don't even care if you like Domino's pizza or not, I'm sure you like free pizza. And that's exactly what you're going to get from Domino's TYJ Racing. But you have to subscribe to the All Pro Broadcasting channel so you get the alert every Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night at 8:50 p.m. Eastern, so you know when the races come up. If you don't know when the races come up, fans, you have no chance to win the free pizza. Everybody involved in what we're doing here can testify to the fact we do give away free pizzas. You can go to my particular Facebook page. You can see the pics of the people who've given me the pics. Not everybody gives a pic because some people are private.
Green flag,
but we've given over 25 pizzas. Go ahead, take that restart there, Curtis. I'll finish it in a minute.
Yeah, we're back green here, Robert, and Ivan Garcia, actually, I believe he stayed out. He's leads the field down at turn 1. James Ross, second place. Ivan took the outside on the restart there. Looks like James Ross right on the back bumper. Ivan Garcia's ahead down into turn number 3. Ivan leaves the lane for James Ross there. I'm not sure. I think he is on the older tires, so he should be a lot slower than these guys. And he's holding them off a lot better than I expected. I think he might have led that lap. No, he didn't. James Ross to the top of the board, but Ivan Garcia, one of those guys who a lot of the time he just doesn't qualify. He'll just pass who he can. He'll start at the back and pass who he can pass, and just do it that way. But sometimes he likes to lead laps and stay out and see what he can do. So I think this is one of the best restarts I've seen him have on old tires when he stays out, because he does that quite often. He's getting passed for about 4th or 5th spot right now. A lot of times he'll be back in 20th spot by the time they make it back around to turn 4. So he's doing a good job holding them off right now. And Mark Jackson to his inside. Maybe Texas is one of the better tracks for Ivan.
Yes, sir, Curtis. As you know, as all the fans know, as all of any kind of NASCAR fans know, you stay out on old tires. If you're lucky, you lead a lap, maybe 2 laps. But the fresh rubber, 4 fresh Goodyear Eagle tires here, Curtis, fans, that is going to dominate. And the real story right now is James Ross in the number 51 Jegs machine. He is leading. We had the 81 Serv Pro of Shane Parrish. He led the first 20 laps or so of the race. He is the sponsor. We got a lot of drivers up front right now. We got Vernon Margheim. He's moved his way up to 2nd place. Looks like he started all the way back in 13th. So Vernon has used pit strategy to move up front, as well as Eric Stanford started 5th up to 3rd. So I tell you what, Curtis, tire strategy, pit strategy, all night long is going to determine who wins this race.
And I saw Blake Griffith trying to make a move on JP Arsenal, but couldn't quite get it done. Blake Griffith looked to be a little bit faster, but he tried that outside line, and just outside line's just not working yet, not for anybody. So he falls back behind JP into that 10th spot, actually. Sorry. Andrew Kessler working his way up through the field. He's made his way up to 11th. He started in 22nd tonight, so not the best qualifying effort from Andrew, but making his way up inside the top 10, up towards the top 10 anyway, like he normally does. And behind them, looks like Jeff T. Martin and William Locklear side by side. William Locklear making his way back up through the field after spinning through the grass, so he's showing that his truck is A-OK. Makes the pass for that 13th position on Jeff T. Martin, but Jeff T. Martin battling hard. Looks like Wesley Whitfield gonna get the run on him. headed down to turn 3. Will he dive it in there? No, he lets off a little bit early, gives Jeff T. Martin the room. And behind them, we got Tim Rangers and Gary Weston. Gary Weston, I think Tim Rangers battled Tim, or made it by Gary just a couple laps ago. Gary trying to make his way back by Tim. Tim has got his wife Michelle spotting for him. She was in the broadcast booth last week for the Wednesday unofficial points race in the Den of Fender's Truck Series. I can see her on top of the booth there with her binoculars out. Looks like she might be saying outside in a second there, because Gary Weston is making a run to Tim Rangers outside, and Tim's staying on the bottom there. Gary's trying to arc it. Maybe he's going to pull that crossover move as they head out of turn 2. But Gary Weston has Jack Watts to his inside, so I think Gary could have pulled the crossover there, but yeah, Jack Watts pulled to his inside, and there's nowhere he could really go, so Jack Watts makes the pass on Gary Weston for the 16th spot.
Yes, sir, Curtis. I tell you what, Michelle Rangers in her beautiful red hair is up on the spotter box tonight. Unfortunately, we're not hearing her voice, but she is definitely helping her husband Tim manage this race. Looks like he's got a mirror full of the 66 of Jack Watts. And like you just said, Gary Sexton's moved back into the 17th position. It is great to see Gary back in the race. He is racing and sporting that K&N Toyota Tundra. He is from way up north, near where Curtis lives in Canada. Give us a couple of pieces of information on Gary Weston, if you will, Curtis.
Well, Gary, he's a really good guy. He's not sure his exact age. He's somewhere in his mid-40s anyway. He's, like I said, he just moved actually. He moved from Barrie to Aurelia, or I do believe the Aurelia, the Oro Medonte Aurelia area anyway. So it's still about 20 minutes north of Barrie. Still really close. And yeah, I met him about 2 years ago on here actually, through iRacing, and then I've met him in real life a couple times actually. He's lent me I had a steering wheel problem about a year ago. He lent me a steering wheel to use. He bought some sim racing gear from a local sim racing equipment dealer, and he wasn't able to pick it up on the day that it arrived, but he wanted to use it obviously, and wreck it in front of Gary actually. Ivan Garcia and Tim Rangers go around.
Caution is out.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, Curtis. Fans, we will get that replay pulled up real quick. We were doing a quick dominant driver profile while we're getting the replay pulled up of Gary Weston. Yes, he is from Canada. His main sponsor is JNR Pilot and K&N. He's been in sim racing 2 years. And we'll get the replay pulled up right now, fans. We're going to stay right here with you to cover this replay. It looks like the Ivan Garcia machine had a little bit of issues. The tires looks like got kind of worn out after those many laps on the track. And this is definitely going to give all the drivers a chance to come down pit road, Curtis. Get 4 fresh tires. Looks like the 72, the 15, the 70 of Tim Rangers, they just got collected there on the inside wall. Obviously, the caution does come out. Ivan Garcia is racing that beautiful Tribe truck. It's a throwback paint scheme from, I think, last week there, Curtis. And unfortunate for him to be taken out of the race already. But that's what happens when you take a chance and stay out on old tires.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's going to be the end of those drivers' night, but everybody down pit lane, and James Ross let them all down pit lane, but his pit stall is a lot farther back than somebody like Shane Parrish, who came in 3rd spot, so see how they come out here. James Ross made a pretty good stop. It looks like Eric Stanford is going to make his way out before anybody else, I do believe.
I tell you what.
Look and see if Eric took just 2 tires there.
I tell you what,
4 tires. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to try and get a hold of that number 24 machine.
Yes, sir. If you pull him up, we'll do a quick interview with him. This is exactly where, fans, pit strategy comes into play. All 30 of these trucks are equally talented. They have equal equipment. We all race fixed setups here. And I think Curtis has Eric Stanford.
Yeah, number 24, Eric Stanford. You got a copy?
Yeah, good copy.
Eric, hell of a pit stop there. You grabbed the lead on that one. And what do you think your chances of staying up there were? I know James Ross and Shane Parrish have been pretty fast, but you qualified inside the top 5 tonight. You made your way up to second before that pit stop. And so what do you think your chances are holding on to it?
Yeah, we'll find out. I'm pretty good out front. I get some clean air, so I think if we stay green here for a while, I might be able to get a big lead on them.
And yeah, if you guys do get a green flag run, do you think, I know right behind you, James Ross, he's always really good on the long run. Do you think you have a long run truck tonight, or do you have more of a short run truck?
I think I got more of a long run. I'm hoping they'll be able to hold Shane and James off for a while. They're both pretty fast.
Yeah, if the trend of this race continues, it's going to be more of a short run race, I do believe. But thanks for chatting with us, Eric.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Eric.
The rest of the race, and we'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, Eric. Talking about Shane Parrish, we do have Shane Parrish in the broadcast booth real quick. Shane, we got 1 degree. We'll make this as quick as we can. You led a lot of the first 20 laps of the race. You got a great sponsor here with ServPro. What are your chances, and what do you want to tell the fans?
Well, first I want to thank all the fans for showing up today and watching the race. It's going to be a spectacular ending, I guarantee that. I'm just biding my time right now, just taking it easy, no reason to burn them up. You know, as soon as I start getting aggressive, we're going to have that long run that I'm going to pay for at the end. So I'm just going to run a nice patient race here, and we'll see how we end up here at the end.
Yes, sir, Shane. We appreciate everything you do. Good luck on the backstretch, and we'll get you back to your team, and good luck.
Thank you, guys.
So we just heard from both drivers starting on the front row on this restart. Eric Stanford on the inside, Shane Parrish to the outside, and Shane took the outside on when he had the lead there on all his restarts, so see if he gets a good jump here on Eric Stanford. Eric is the control car as they head to the green flag. It's like Eric Stanford does get a pretty good jump there on Shane Parrish. Shane Parrish tried to make it work, but he went a little bit early and just didn't time it right. Had to let off. That lets James Ross get by him into that second position. Shane Parrish pulls down in front of that. Number 33 of Vernon Margheim as they head down the backstretch. Looks like Margheim might be looking to the inside as they head into turn 3. He doesn't. And behind them, it's a side-by-side battle between the number 97 of JP Arsenal and the number 2 of Blake Griffith, sorry.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, Blake Griffith has got a good run on the outside there. It looks like JP Arsenal is trying to hold him off in that 97, but Blake's got a great run on the outside. Can Blake make the pass using that high lane? Curtis, this could be too early for the high group to be rubbed in, and it does look like JP Arsenal in that number 97 is going to complete the pass. And so it looks like right now the CarQuest Team ASE of JP Arsenal will complete that pass, and it looks like these drivers are going to wait till a little bit later in the run before the high groove works in.
Yeah, I'm actually watching a battle for 11th spot right now. Tyler Chalk and Jack Watts. Tyler Chalk just got a pretty good run off of turn 2 on the outside there. See where they end up at the stripe. It looks like Jack Watts has that position, but Tyler Chalk getting a decent run on that outside. So this is the first time I've seen the outside actually do okay. It looks like Jack Watts gets the run off of turn 2. They're still side by side, dead even as they head down into turn 3. Tyler Chalk drives it in real hard there into turn 3. Let's see if Jack Watts gets the run off. Great battle side by side there for the 11th and 12th position. Tyler Chalk and Jack Watts. Wesley Whitfield behind them has absolutely nowhere to go unless he wants to go 3 wide, and probably doesn't want to do that here just yet.
Yes, sir, Curtis.
Getting the run on Jeremy Crandall to the outside, actually. So see if Weston can make the outside pass. But he's got Gerald Campbell coming back up through the field. And actually, Gerald Campbell got nailed by Judd Danielson earlier in the race. I don't know how how Campbell's got any rear end left, but he's made his way back up. He's still on the lead lap, actually. He's in 16th spot right now, making the pass for 15th.
Yes, sir, I was just going to tell you and all the fans, Curtis, Wesley Whitfield is part of that Southeast Motorsports pad. People against distracted driving team. Jack Watts in that number 66. He's also part of the same team, the Southeast Motorsports. And Tyler Chalk, I think they're affiliated. So these guys are going to work together right now in this part of the race, especially when we got so many laps to get.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, he kept it straight, but he got tight and got up into the wall. Gary Weston makes the pass. And Gio Bromanti is still out there. He is up in the 17th spot, so maybe he still has a decent truck. We'll see. I don't think he's as fast as he can be, but he's up in the 16th spot now.
Yes, sir, Curtis. Real quick, on the 73 of Jeremy Crandall, just want to give a quick shout out. Jeremy is one of our veteran drivers. His sponsor tonight is Charlie's Asphalt Maintenance. I tell you what, Charlie's Asphalt Maintenance down there in Florida, you can look at that on the hood of his truck, get the phone number. I can almost read it, but not exactly. Jeremy will get into the wall occasionally, but I tell you what, Curtis, you know this from experience. He is one of the smartest drivers in our series. He never pushes the envelope more than he can handle, and that's because Jeremy Crandall, he works on Roll Race Cars fans. He works on a lot of ARCA race cars, and he does have a great sponsor tonight in Charlie's Asphalt Maintenance.
And back up front, looks like James Ross has taken over the lead. He's got about a 5 truck length gap back to Eric Stanford. And less than 10 laps to go until the free pizza giveaway deadline, so get your picks in before lap 67.
Yes, sir, Curtis, I'm going to go over real quick and real slow so all the fans can get this information. All you have to do, fans, to win the free pizza tonight is simple. Before lap 67, you got about 8 laps to go. You pick the winner of this race in the next 8 laps. If you're watching on your device, sorry about that.
I was going to say the first fan. Remember to say that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. Right. The first fan to make his pick under the live chat, which we monitor, you say, I picked this driver to win the race. Or you can also text me personally, 919-883-7497. It is the blue and red flashing number on the bottom of your screen. The first fan to accurately predict the winner of this race tonight will win a free large 3-topping Domino's pizza, carry out only. We do not bring it to your house in our trucks. You do have to go pick it up, but we've given away about 25 pizzas so far, and we're excited to do it tonight, Chris.
And Mark Jackson in that number 3 machine, he's made his way up to the 4th position. He started in 17th tonight. Looking for him to be a fast truck on this long run if we do get one. So
I tell you what, Curtis, this is always amazes me. I love NASCAR. I love the fans. I love the broadcasters. I absolutely love Michael D'Amico with All Pro Broadcasting. I tell you what, fans, if you're watching this race tonight and you have not yet subscribed to the button, click the button to subscribe. I tell you what, you might not win the free pizza tonight, fans, but you might win it tomorrow night. Yes, that's exactly right. We have another race tomorrow night. It is our Top Shelf Cup race at Pocono. And I'm telling you what, if this truck race here at Texas is exciting, you just wait till you see. We're probably going to have, Curtis, you can almost agree with me, probably 40, maybe 42 42 cars in that race tomorrow night, because we have got an overloaded group of Cup drivers signed up. They've all paid to be part of what we're doing here. And the Pocono track is one of the most challenging tracks in NASCAR. We've got a very special weather setup. So fans, you want to make sure you subscribe. Click the subscribe button to All Pro Broadcasting so you get the alert tomorrow night at 8:45 p.m. Eastern. You don't even have to worry about it. You get home from work, you get the kids down, you have some dinner with your family, your phone will go off if you click the subscribe button tonight, and you will be aware of the race tomorrow night. You get your pick in before the race even starts, because you're going to have about 42, maybe 43 drivers in that race tomorrow night. And the sooner you get your pick in, the bigger chance you get to win the free pizza. And everybody, Curtis, as we all know, loves the free pizza. So, but for tonight, we're definitely going to give you your pick. You got like 2 laps left. Excuse me, I've been ranting here a little bit, Curtis. But fans, make sure you get your pick in 919-883-7497 for tonight. But more importantly, fans, make sure you click the subscribe button on All Pro Broadcasting so you're aware. You get the alert Wednesday night, Thursday night. And by the way, we do have dirt racing Sunday night at 8:50 p.m. Eastern also. Go ahead, Curtis. Who's up front for the lead?
It's still James Ross. He's pulled out to about a half a second lead over Eric Stanford and Shane Parrish behind them, about 0.6 of a second back from Eric Stanford. Mark Jackson creeping his way up towards Shane Parrish for that 3rd position, though. So we'll see if we're going to take a look at Mark Jackson's lap time compared to 51 of James Ross, and they're almost identical. So Mark Jackson is just about as fast as James Ross right now. Is ahead, probably, I'm going to say, about midway through this run. We went back green at lap 49, and these guys can get about a 37 to 42 lap fuel run on these trucks. I'm not sure exactly what the strategy would be with the number of laps they had left to go in the race. They had about 83 laps left to go when they went green flag, so that would be, you could stretch that into 2 runs. So I think you will see a lot of these guys stay out as long as they can before they pit. And if you see anybody trying to short pit, they're not going to make it on one more stop. So if we do stay green, I think that's going to be the case. And if that is the case, it's definitely going to, tires are definitely going to play into factor.
I tell you what, Curtis, thank you so much for that insight. A little bit more insight, fans. We do thank all of you for watching tonight. We have quite a few new fans. This Domino's 2IJ Racing series, this incorporates a lot of really talented drivers that are equally matched. And above that, I'll just say this. Like you just said, Curtis, who's going to win this race? Nobody knows. Typically, we'll have a caution or 2 early. We'll have a long green flag run. We have had, Curtis, quite a few races with no cautions. But I tell you what, it is too late to get your pick in. But I tell you what, fans, you have definitely got a reason to continue to watch this race, because here in the ServPro 200, ServPro, by the way, they have the fastest response time to any disaster. They are ready. Whenever anything happens, you have a tornado, hurricane, flood, toilet overflow, ServPro can make it like it never even happened. But I tell you what, one thing, Curtis, James Ross might be losing this race right now, but he's out there in front. We're going to go through the field real quick. He is in that Jegs.com Toyota Tundra. He's led a lot of the races. He does have a few wins here, but he's lost a couple of races, as you well know, Curtis, due to fuel strategy and race strategy. Behind him, we do have Eric Stanford. Eric Stanford is in that esbilliards.com Toyota Tundra number 24. Eric Stanford is always running in the top 5, top 3. So I tell you what, right now, if we do go green, fans, it's going to be down to who makes their pit stop early and who takes advantage of the fresh rubber. In third, looks like we've got Shane Parrish. He's making a move right now on the inside of Eric Stanford. So it looks like Shane Parrish conserved his tires. He is in that Servpro Toyota Tundra. He's going to take over that second place. Real quick, as we go back to the field, we do have Mark Jackson, who is known, as you know, Curtis, for taking care of his equipment. He's up to 4th position. He's in that over-the-top paint and designs, Dominance TYJ Racing, Chevrolet Silverado number 3. Back in 5th, we have Gary Sexton. He's on AdProResults.com. Chevrolet Silverado fans, you do not want to miss the AdPro Cup race at Pocono tomorrow night. Gary Sexton is a sponsor for that, and he's having a great run tonight. Looks like in 6th, one of these newcomers, Vernon Margam, the number 33. I tell you what, Curtis, he has really impressed me, especially the last 4 or 5 weeks. He is always racing in the top 5, 6, as he is again tonight. And I tell you what, William Locklear in the number 7th position. He is racing in that number 4 Monster Energy Silverado, and he is smartly giving way to the 66 Jack Watts in that Southeast Motorsports. He's going to battle back on the inside. But I tell you what, these guys are racing hard and they're racing clean. I tell you what, they're giving away here. It looks like side by side. Looks like William Locklear is going to complete that pass. As we complete this run through the field real quick, fans, while we're staying green, we have Andrew Kessler in that number 98. He's in that Chef Andy's Toyota Tundra. I tell you what, Andrew Kessler is a great part of what we're doing here at Dominance TYJ Racing. It's always great to see him up front in the top 10, and he has always got a chance to win the race. He's already got one win here in the Dominance TYJ Racing Denver Fender Frick Series. Try to get through this real quick. In number 10, we have the number 97 of JP Arsenal. Looks like he's in the 97 car quest. It sounds like to me, Curtis, we got some guys pitting already. Go ahead, Curtis.
And Mark Jackson actually just made the pass on Eric Stanford for the 3rd position. Let's move Mark Jackson up to that 3rd position. And yeah, I'm not sure who's actually headed down pit road.
Yeah, I think I saw the 98 of Andrew Kessler's on pit road. Right side's up, down. Left side's up, down. 2 cans of fuel. He's out of the pit box. So Andy Kessler is going to take that first opportunity to pit early. Hopefully that will help him out in the race.
Yeah, so a lot of these guys are electing, they're going to stop at least one more time. They're going to have to. So we'll see if anybody does try and stretch it.
James Ross is on pit road right now. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Looks like a lot of these guys are coming in pit road. James Ross, right side's up.
Well,
yes, sir. Shane Parrish is out. James Ross is out. I tell you what, Curtis, before you could even talk about going through the field, we got these guys confusing us and making their pit stops early. This is exciting. Go ahead, Curtis.
and if these guys can make it another 12 laps, they can make it on fuel, I think. So actually no, they definitely can't. Actually, yeah, they could. If they can make it another 10 laps, they could make it on fuel. So we'll see what Mark Jackson does. He's still out on the track. He was gaining on the leaders, except for James Ross in the 51. So we'll see if Mark tries to stay out. Eric
I tell you what,
might do the same thing.
Yeah, I tell you what, we have seen this time and time again. You got some guys that come in and pit early. Some guys wait. Mark Jackson has won at least one race here in our series, Dominance TYJ Racing, Curtis, by stretching his fuel. I tell you what, we just saw a winner in NASCAR last Sunday in the Coca-Cola 600. He stretched the fuel. That would be which driver there, Curtis?
That was Austin Dillon, and he also drives number 3 machine.
I tell you what, number 3 could be a lucky number this week. I tell you what, a win in NASCAR or win in Dominance TYJ Racing is well deserved. These guys, it's hard to explain, fans. We are very, very thankful that you're here watching, and we are going to give a free pizza away tonight as well as tomorrow night. But fans, you need to understand, all 30, 35, 40, we got like 60 drivers who have paid money to be in this series. These guys are hungry for wins, and they're going to try every single strategy known to man to get their win. We have had multiple different winners, Curtis, so we do not have a series that is dominated. So I tell you what, who wins this race, who wins the race tomorrow night, and who wins the dirt race on Sunday night, fans, you just have to tune in. And I highly encourage you to. Again, fans, I also encourage you to click the subscribe button there on All Pro Broadcasting, because I tell you what, I've been doing this for 2 years now. There's a lot of broadcasting companies out there, and there are a lot of good ones. But in my opinion, you're not going to get a better broadcasting company than All Pro Broadcasting with the camera angles. Michael D'Amico has done the research. He has spent the money. And I tell you what you're seeing tonight, you're going to see every single week, 3 times a week, if you follow Domino's TYJ Racing on All Pro Broadcasting.
Mark Jackson's still out on the track, so it's on. Mark, he actually just calls out his pit, so Mark Jackson going to pit in from the lead. Looks like Eric Stanford is going to follow him down.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is very crucial, Curtis. You know this. The fans who keep up with NASCAR know this. You've got to come down pit road perfect. You cannot have any mistakes. You cannot speed on pit road. Your crew cannot have any mistakes. They have to be flawless. The guy who wins this race tonight, or the lady, is going to be the person that has 0 mistakes all race long. On pit road, on the track. I tell you what, if you can't hear my voice, I am super excited to see what happens here tonight, because I already know the top 12, 15 drivers, you could even have somebody in 30th place tonight win this race on fuel strategy, because we do have a green flag look right now, Curtis.
Yeah, it looks like Mark Jackson actually, pit crew did a better job than Eric Stanford's that time. He grabbed that position. Or actually, no, Eric Stanford actually did enter the pits behind him, but it looks like Mark gained quite a bit of time on him there, so see where Mark Jackson cycles back into. Ray Richer actually in the lead right now. So Ray Richer could still try and stretch the fuel. Jeremy Crandall. Ray Richer actually calling his way down pit lane. Jeremy Crandall, I think, is the only one left out there that can try and stretch the fuel, and I could be totally wrong. Maybe these guys can't even get close to the 43 laps that I thought they could.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Curtis, this is exactly what makes first-time winners first-time winners. Jeremy Crandall is one of our best seasoned veteran drivers. He knows how to stretch the fuel, and he knows what he has to do to still win. Like I said before, Jeremy Crandall is down there in Florida in Daytona. Jeremy Crandall actually turns wrenches on race cars that race in real life. He is letting some of these drivers with brand new rubber come around him, because he knows what it takes to win the race. Tonight could be his race to win the race, but he will definitely get quite a few races here in Domino's TYJ Racing. I am completely confident. Matter of fact, tonight,
here comes James Ross to pass him for the lead. So it looks like even if Jeremy Crandall stays out on those tires, it's not going to be enough for the win for him tonight. So
unless we have a unpredictable caution, he stayed out as long as he could, and that's all you can expect. Jeremy Crandall is definitely driving tonight.
Got some damage.
Yeah, a little bit of damage. Like I said before, he's in that Charlie's Asphalt Maintenance Chevrolet Silverado, and you will almost never find Jeremy Crandall part of an accident that he causes. He's one of the best, cleanest drivers on the circuit, and he's going to get his win. You trust me. May not be tonight, but he will get it.
So it's going to be interesting to see when a lot of these guys pit, because they're going to be inside the pit window to make it in about 8 to 10 laps. So we'll see guys elect a short pit and have brand new tires yet again, or if they decide to run it out until about 15 to go when they would have to pit.
Yes, sir, Curtis. If you go through the top running 20, I'd appreciate it. We can go through the field real quick. It does look like we have a green flag run going, which is exciting, and that's what we have a lot of times here at Domino's GYG Racing fans. And do not leave. If you make your pick for the free pizza, you want to make sure you stay tuned till after the driver interviews for the top 3 finishers. We will definitely let you know if you won the free pizza, Curtis. If you go through the top 20 through the field, I'll be right back.
Yeah, James Ross still leading the field here. He's made his way out front, I'd say, by about lap 20. He's been leading ever since, and except for when Eric Stanford briefly got the lead on that pit stop. Shane Parrish in the 81, he's in second place, 1.4 seconds back. The only truck within reach right now of James Ross, I would say. And Gary Sexton's 4.6 seconds back in that third position. Vernon Markheim, he's in the number 33. He's in 4th spot right now. Mark Jackson falls back to 5th spot by staying out on that long green flag run. Eric Stanford in 6th. Blake Griffith in the number 2. He's riding in the 7th position right now. And William Locklear has made his way back up to the 8th spot from spinning into the infield earlier. Gerald Campbell, he's in 9th position, right behind him. So Jack Watts is right behind Gerald Campbell, as well as Andrew Kessler in 11th place. Craig Lerman in the number 77. He's riding in the 12th position right now. Gio Bromanti, he's made his way back up to 13th. He might make me eat my words by saying that there's no way he could make it back into the top 10 after that hard lick into the wall. And David Wright in that Triad Computer Works number 42 machine. He rides in the 14th position with JP Arsenal in the CarQuest number 97, riding in the 15th position right behind him. Wesley Whitfield in the 71 machine rides in 16th position tonight. Ralph Vandervorst is right behind him trying to make a move, and Jeff T. Martin in 18th right now. Gary Weston, my good buddy, in 19th spot. He just went 1 lap down to James Ross, it looks like. And in 20th spot, Sean Kalis in that American Spirit Victory Junction number 45 Chevrolet Silverado. Looking good in that number 20 position. Not a bad run for him here tonight.
Thank you so much, Sir Curtis. I do want to give a quick shout out to Sean Kalis in that number 45 machine running in 20th. Sean started back in 16th. He is one of our newer drivers. He is racing one of those very, very important Marathon American Spirit motor oil. Chevrolet Silverado. And I think you mentioned Victory Junction game. We love every driver who supports a great cause here. Sean is having a great run. The main thing is with Sean, he has come on board here at Domino's GYG Racing, Curtis, and he has been an open book to ask veteran drivers for help, and he has learned a lot. He's had a couple of top 10 finishes. Tonight might not be his night because he is running back there 1 lap down, truck 1 lap down. But I tell you what, we love to see people like Sean Kalis join Domino's GYG Racing, especially here in the Denton Fender Truck Series, because this is where the drivers, Curtis, you can attest to this, going back to 2016, early in January of 2016, we've had a whole host of drivers come into our series, and the ones who have been open to learning and improving and getting better, they have gotten better. And I'll give you a couple of quick examples real quick tonight. We got some drivers from last year. William Locklear, he started 14th. He's running in 7th. He's one of our drivers from last season who's had a big improvement. He's running great. We also have Craig Learman in that number 77. He started 21st tonight. He's running in 12th. Craig has had many races where he has definitely improved as far as his driving capabilities. So Curtis, we've got a lot of people, a lot of drivers that come into our series, and of course tonight Craig Learman is sporting that U.S. Air Force Chevy Silverado. I tell you what, fans, we cannot get enough of military-sponsored trucks, Xfinity cars, Cup cars, in what we're doing here at Domino's TYJ Racing. Obviously, Domino's is a United States corporation, but in specific, Domino's TYJ loves and supports the military, past, present, and future. We've had many sponsors that are military sponsors, and we love anybody who sports a military paint scheme. Matter of fact, later this year, I think, Curtis, we're going to do an extra special race just for military-sponsored trucks and or Xfinity cars and Cup cars. Stay tuned, fans, for that notification. It will probably be a non-points race, but it will definitely be coming up soon. Who's looking up front as we speak now, Curtis?
Shane Parrish is closing the gap and fast. He's about 1.4 seconds back, just a couple of laps to go. Looks like he's brought the gap down to 1.0 seconds, and we'll see what it is at the stripe this time by.
Yes, sir, Curtis. It looks like quite a few folks. James Ross is on pit road.
Yeah,
yes, sir. So this is going to change everything short of a caution. So how long will Shane Parrish stay out? I'm watching his truck right now. This is the Serv Pro 200, fans, live on All Pro Broadcasting. Again, one more time, fans, make sure you click the subscribe button. I'm going to follow Shane Parrish, see if he comes down pit road right now. Obviously, it looks like Gary Sexton, the 17, is pitting. Shane Parrish, he is peeling off the track. He is in that number 81 Serv Pro Toyota Tundra. Curtis, if you don't mind, I'm going to take this real quick pit stop. He's on the right side of pit road, coming down to 50 miles an hour, which is pit road speed. His truck looks beautiful, clean, no problems. So Shane Parrish in that Serv Pro Toyota Tundra is coming into his pit stall. His pit stall is coming off the pit road. Looks like the right side's going up. He's getting 2 Deere Eagles on the right side, 1 can of Sunoco fuel.
I think it was about 9.
Yes, sir. So you know exactly. You come off the pit road on a racetrack like this in Texas that eats these tires. You got brand new tires. You may be going the last 30 laps green. How do you conserve your tires and maintain the lead or the top 5 position?
You really just got to, if you're out front, you got to just try and run your race, and if you're a lot faster than everybody else, maybe just, try and hold that gap, but if they are coming to you a little bit, then just let them come to you and try and hold them off when they get there and hope that you saved enough tires. But pitting wise, I mean, you got to try and pretty much, to be the fastest, you want to try and even all the stops up, but a lot of the time you get caught in a caution when you do that, so it's a double-edged sword a little bit. But it looks like Shane Parrish pitting 1 lap after James Ross didn't hurt him too bad. He's just under, he's only 0.9 seconds behind him, so when Mark Jackson makes his way down pit road, James Ross and Shane Parrish will cycle back into the first and second position. Not sure why Mark Jackson is staying out so long. He's only going to hurt himself.
Yeah, I tell you what, Mark Jackson is notorious for stretching the fuel. He's hoping for a caution. He'll trap all these trucks, Curtis, a lap down. He'll come down, make his pit stop, and he'll be way ahead of the field. But on the other side of that, Curtis, if Mark Jackson is wrong, which happens half the time. And he stays out too long, as you know, as the fans know, Mark Jackson in that number 3, he will be toast. So as we continue to run these laps and Mark stays out, we've had a green flag look to this race, Curtis. We've had a lot of green flag races here in the trucks, especially the second half. And I tell you what, I'm pulling for Mark Jackson. I'm also pulling for James Ross. I'm pulling for Shane Parrish, Eric Stanford, Shane Kalis. I go through the whole field. I can't be biased. I'm pulling for all these guys to get their first win or second win or third win. But I tell you what, the strategy is what makes this Domino's TYJ Racing exciting, Curtis.
Where to fly. A lot of these trucks, not so much would get caught a lap down, but they would probably all have to take the wave around and be at a disadvantage and be not in the spot that they were in before. So if a caution were to fly, that'd be really interesting. Mark Jackson would obviously get to come down pit road. James Ross, Shane Parrish, Eric Stanford. It'd be a battle between those 4. And they've all showed a lot of speed on the short run, and it's just been this long green flag run beginning at lap 50 that spaced these drivers out. And Shane Parrish has made his way within 0.7 of a second of James Ross. And for those guys to be, I've said this before about 2 other drivers, to have a green flag run that long, and for people to be running inside a second of each other with all the braking zone and the pit exit that you have to do. There's a lot of practice that goes into that too, and a lot of time that can be gained or lost on pit road. And yeah, it's just pretty cool to see guys that are that close in time. And it looks like Shane Parrish might actually be a bit faster than James Ross on the long run tonight, but it's hard to tell. Mark Jackson bringing his 3 machine down pit lane.
Yes, sir. If you're calling that pit stop real quick, I'm going to do a quick Domino's driver profile on the 17 of Gary Sexton. If Mark Jackson is at his pit stall, I'll shut up and let you cover that pit stop.
Yeah, Mark Jackson has the right sides up. They're getting changed. It looks like Mark Jackson actually just takes right sides and enough fuel to finish the race. So we'll see if that works out for Mark Jackson. I don't think he's even going to be able to hold on to the lead. Yeah, here comes Vernon Markham and Gary Sexton. So he's going to fall back to at least the 7th spot there. Not sure he'll be up to speed. William Locklear is probably going to come around and pass him here too.
Yes, sir, Curtis. Thank you for that. I tell you what, this is where exactly strategy comes into play. I tell you what, fans, and again, we do appreciate all you new fans watching. You're never going to be able to predict who's going to win one of these races. We have got a diverse dichotomy, if that's the right word, of drivers, not only in our Denton Fender Truck Series, also our Premier Xfinity Series, and our Top Shelf Cup Series, which you'll be able to view tomorrow night at Pocono. I tell you what, fans, if you think this truck race at Texas is exciting, you just wait till tomorrow night when you got 42 Cup car drivers at Pocono. It's going to be blowing your mind, and yes, you do get another chance to win a free pizza. All you have to do to make sure you don't have to worry about it is click the subscribe button on the All Pro Broadcasting channel. You will never miss one of our races. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Sunday night at 8:50. Sunday night is our Dirt Series, which is unbelievably exciting. But real quick, going back, Gary Sexton, Domino's driver profile. He is in that AdPro 360 Chevrolet Silverado. He is running up in 5th position. He started in 7th, and looks like we have a long green flag right now, fans. Gary Sexton, he is from Colorado Springs, Colorado. His team is Cross Continent Racing. His main sponsors are Hexcam, Seasons Pizza, obviously AdPro 360. That's one of his main sponsors tonight. And he would definitely like to give thanks to his fans, his family, which includes his wife and son. He also wants to give thanks to All Pro Broadcasting, Cross Continent Racing, and Judd Danielson for helping out.
Yeah, it looks like James Ross is checked out actually. He's out to a 3-second lead over Shane Parrish. So Eric Stanford might even be able to catch up to Shane Parrish there for that 2nd position. We will see. Gary Sexton is 10 seconds back from the lead. I think he's a bit too far out to do anything unless we get a caution. So, as well as it'll be a battle for 4th and 5th between Gary Sexton and Vernon Markheim. Battle for 2nd and 3rd between Shane Parrish, and it looks like James Ross is just absolutely checked out as long as he has no problems. We have 10 laps to go, 10 or 11 laps to go at the stripe here. James Ross is looking good, although the truck I don't think is the easiest to drive tonight. I have seen James get down on the apron in turn 4 at least once and have quite the bobble, so even the leader is having a little bit of difficulty here tonight, so it's not the easiest race conditions for these drivers.
Yeah, I tell you what, Curtis, this Texas track and these weather conditions, after many laps on these tires, they do have a handful. And real quick, since we have been talking about James Ross, let's do another quick Domino's driver profile, fans. We hope you enjoy these. This gives you some more personal information of some of the drivers who have signed up and, yes, paid hard-earned cash to be part of this exciting racing series you can only find on All Pro Broadcasting. I will reiterate, make sure you click the subscribe button. James Ross, tonight he is in that number 51 Spill Fix Jegs Toyota Tundra. He is from Richfield, Connecticut. His race team is Aegis Motorsports. His main sponsors are PowerTech Power Solutions, Aegis Motorsports, Norwalk Karting Association, obviously Spill Fix Jegs. James Ross, he has been racing in real world for many years. He began racing quarter midgets at 5 years old. He is a multiple-time champion at the Nassau Quarter Midget Association. He is the external track record holder in 1995. I know, fans, some of you young guys, that goes back quite a ways, but you can obviously understand why he is so fast here in our series. He later went on to run quarter midgets, modifieds, and super modifieds. His biggest thing these days, he is the spotter for his son Jimmy, who is 12 years old. He's the crew chief. He also would like to mention that his son Jimmy has got 3 national wins. He would like to give thanks to his wife Leslie. Also, his daughter Brooke and Jimmy, his kids, won the King of Clone Race Oakland Valley Speedway in 2015. So I tell you what, we're very thankful to have people like James Ross in our series here. And fans, we're very thankful to have you here. We cannot wait to tell you who wins a free pizza tonight. I tell you what, I hope you wait to hear if you win. And if you don't, I hope you tune in tomorrow night at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Also live here at All Pro Broadcasting. Make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't have to even worry about getting a notification. Curtis, how's it looking in the back of the field?
I was just watching a pretty good battle with Gio Bromanti, Andrew Kessler, and I forget who that other truck was, but he got loose and fell back out of the pack, and I think it was Gerald Campbell, actually. They're having a pretty good battle for the 11th, 12th, and 13th spot, I do believe, and Gerald Campbell just got tight, had to let off or it would have went up into the wall. Shane Parrish is closing the gap rapidly on James Ross again as this tire run goes on, but not going to have enough time. They're going to be 3 laps to go at the line.
Yeah, I tell you what, it definitely looks like lap traffic may come into play here. We do have Craig Learman. He's in that number 77 in 10th place. The last thing Craig wants to do is go a lap down. He is driving that U.S. Air Force Chevy Silverado, the number 77. And he's going to do everything he can do to stay on the lead lap for the end of this race. That might give Shane Pearson, that number 81 Serpro, a chance to catch him for the win of this race.
Yeah, and Shane is catching him really fast, but I still don't think he's going to have enough time. 1.4 seconds, he sliced the gap. Half a second in the last lap, and James Ross, I just saw him get held up a little bit by the number 77 of Craig Lerman. He's getting held up again, so we'll see if Shane Parrish can make his way to the back bumper, the 51. It's going to be 2 laps to go at the line.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've got some of these drivers like Gio Bramante in that number 88, David Gilliland Racing Toyota Tundra. While we got a quick second, he does let the 81 of Shane Parrish go around him, but a quick shout out to Gio. He does race for a real world racing driver. If you heard me wrong, you did not. You heard me right. David Gilliland Racing sponsors Gio Bramante in his real world racing car. He races about once a month, and we're excited to have him in our truck series. Go ahead for the front there. Looks like Shane is catching him.
Yeah, white flag is in the air, and Craig Lerman is really holding up that leader, the number 51 of James Ross. Still not sure if Shane Parrish is going to have enough time to get back to the back bumper. Here comes Shane Parrish with a big run down the backstretch. James Ross has the clean air, though, and he's just not going to be able to get there. James Ross to the checkered flag. He gets the win here tonight from Texas.
I tell you what, Curtis, that is one incredible finish there. We had some exciting drama there.
Win number 5
at the end of the race.
Number 51.
I tell you what, James Ross definitely dominated the second half of that race, as he has done quite a few times.
So like I said, win number 5 on the year for that number 51 of James Ross. This is race number 13 on the year, so over a 33% winning percentage on that number 51. He's only ran 12 of the races too, so just a dominant 2017 campaign thus far, and we'll see if he can continue it next week. He's burning it down on the front stretch as we speak.
Yes, sir, Curtis. If you will take a couple of minutes to go through the top 20, top 25 finishing order, I'll get these guys ready for interviews.
And our winner tonight, James Ross in the number 51. Shane Parrish in the number 81 truck finishes second tonight. Made a good run at the end there, and just couldn't get the job done. Eric Stanford finishes third place tonight. Gary Sexton fourth. Vernon Markheim fifth place tonight in that number 33 truck. William Locklear makes his way back up to sixth from spinning into the grass, so good recovery for him. Jack Watts finishes 7th tonight. Blake Griffith rounds out your lead lap drivers, finishes 8th tonight, and not a lot of wrecks, trucks taken out by wrecks, more just green flag run, difference in speed in the drivers. So Craig Lerman finishes 9th tonight. Gio Bramante finishes 10th, and makes me eat my words saying that it'd be hard for him to get back in the top 10 after nosing at another wall before we even hit lap 30. So good job to Gio getting back inside the top 10 there. Andrew Kessler finishes 11th place tonight. Gerald Campbell 12th. David Wright 13th. JP Arsenault finishes 14th. Jeff T. Martin finishes 15th. Ralph Vandervoort 16th. Wesley Whitfield 17th tonight in the number 71 machine. Ray Richer finishes 18th in his number 44 truck. Jeremy Crandall 19th, and Mark Jackson rounds out your top 20. He must have had some sort of issue.
I tell you what, Curtis, thank you so much. I tell you what, we had a lot of very exciting racing there. And fans, thank you so much for joining. We're going to give you the update real quick. I know you want to hear who wins a free pizza. But first, you do have to wait to hear these fantastic interviews, because whether you know it or not, these drivers have been racing for the last couple of hours. They have been sweating, especially the top runners. They've been trying to talk to their crew chiefs, their spotters, how to get down pit road, when to pit, when to come back out. And so these drivers deserve a great interview, which we're going to give them real quick here. And I tell you what, fans, thank you so much for holding on. We definitely appreciate you being here. And if you do not win the free pizza tonight, I cannot promise you you're going to win it tomorrow night or Sunday night, but I can almost promise you one thing. If you're one of our fans, I don't care if you're brand new, if you stick with us through the end of 2017, there's a high chance you're going to win a free pizza. And this is no game. This is no fluke. This is no joke. This is the only league you're going to find where you're going to win free pizza. And I tell you what, if you don't win a free pizza by the end of the year, you contact me personally. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to give you a free pizza, but we will definitely talk. Okay, Curtis, I tell you what, it looks like right now I'm going to let you interview the third place finisher. Go ahead, Curtis.
Yeah, and caught up with the driver, the number 24 machine, Eric Stanford. Eric, we talked to you right before. Actually, I believe it was the last caution there. You guys went green flag from there on. You started that restart with the lead and stayed inside the top 5 for the majority, or for the entirety of that green flag stint there, about 83 laps to the end. Finished third place tonight. Tell us about your race after we talked to you.
Yeah, we were running good there for a while. I was hoping for a caution in the last 20-25 laps. Like when I fit in, I took a little bit of gas and took 2 tires, but it wasn't enough. Got pretty loose there towards the end of the run.
Yeah, and this being only your 4th race on the Dented Fenders truck season, would have been nice to get the win there. I mean, was there anything different you think you might have been able to do to beat James Ross or Shane Parrish?
Yeah, maybe pedal lap or 2 earlier and take 4 tires. I might have had a better chance. Only I can think of.
Yeah, short pit is always risky there too. But anybody you want to thank for helping you get to the track every week, helping you get this 3rd place finish here tonight?
And myself, ES Billiards, my own company. Sell a lot of billiard supplies, like pool sticks, chalk, stuff like that, cases. And if anybody's interested, you can check it out at esbilliards.com.
All right, Eric. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish here tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the Top Shelf Cup Series.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Curtis. Looks like now we're going to bring up our 2nd place finisher, sponsor of tonight's race, Shane Parrish. Congratulations on that 2nd place win. I tell you what, it is hard for me to understand how hungry you are for your first win, but I tell you what, you came as close as you could come tonight, and you got to believe me here, Shane. You are just on the doorstep of winning your first and probably your 3, 4, 5 different wins here in 2017. Congratulations for a great race. You kept it clean. You did not get wrecked, which is a great thing, and you definitely brought home a great message for ServPro.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a great time out there tonight. Just had to use patience. Last pit stop went really well. Got out. It was within a half a second. Then I had some lap cars I had to deal with and just kind of hit him at the wrong time and fell back 2-point-some seconds. But at the end, I was catching him. I was definitely coming. Had a little faster truck. I saved the tires, but it was just too far out. But no, it's been great. It's a great league. Love running here. Just being a part of it. And ServPro is a great business. And if anybody's looking for employment, please seek out your local ServPro. We're always looking for very good, talented people.
Yeah, I tell you what, talented people is what makes America great. And America is full of talented people. But it first starts with a great country, which we have here in the United States of America. And fans, I hope you enjoy hearing me say this. This is the greatest country in the world. This is where you get the opportunity to have your own business, to start something, to employ people, to give people a second chance in life. And I know, Shane, you with ServPro, you own 1 franchise, is that correct?
I own 2 franchises. I was given the opportunity, blessed about 2 years ago, to buy the 2 franchises together. And Serpro is in the top 5 almost every year of the best franchises to own. Right up there with Chick-fil-A and the big boys, if you want to say that. But they're just an awesome team. It's an awesome support system. So if anybody ever has the chance, feel free to private message me. I'll get you the person you need and get all the information, try to help you succeed like I have.
Yeah, I tell you what, Shane, these days in America, I think employers are having a hard time finding the best qualified employees out there because the economy is definitely picking up speed. And I tell you what, one more thing about Serpro, from what I understand, and luckily I have not had a situation yet, although it could happen any day. My water heater is about 12 years old, but fans, anytime you have an issue with water, whether it's a tornado, a hurricane, a water heater leaking, toilet, you name it, Serpro has the fastest response time to any disaster. Serpro can make it like it never even happened. One more quick thing, Shane, you had a great race. Tell us, is there anything you think you could have done any different to win this race tonight? And what are you going to do in the future to get these first 2 or 3 wins?
Well, yeah, I definitely could have been a little more aggressive at the beginning, and that seems to be my downfall here this season is coming into this league. I'm long run statute. I just got to learn to get a little bit faster at the beginning and through the middle and stay that way to be a little bit more there at the end, be a little more competitive. So I got a little more learning to do, but learned a lot since I've been here. Got to say it's been a great opportunity. I'm a lot faster than I used to be, and I've got a lot of room to grow, though. I know I can be up there in the top 3 every week, like you said, just don't get wrecked. I had a real bad streak there with running into a lot of other accidents, but that's racing. We all have a good time, but we'll get there.
Yes, sir. I think this could be the second week in a row you've finished in the top 3, if I'm not wrong, which I could be. Congratulations there, Shane. And thank you, Serpro, for coming on board this year. And again, fans, make sure you go to 1-800-SERPRO. If you ever have any kind of issue, again, thank you, Shane. We'll definitely see you tomorrow night.
Thank you, fans. Appreciate it. Everybody have a good night.
All right, Curtis. I think you might have the winner of the race.
Yeah, I've caught up in victory lane for the 5th time this year with the number 51 of James Ross. James, you just not the best qualifying effort. Started in 9th tonight, but you made your way to the front by about lap 20, and you never really looked back. You fastest truck on the long run by far. It looked like Shane Parrish might have had a little bit for you towards the middle of the run, but other than that, it was all you tonight for your 5th win of the season. And I know you're disappointed 2 weeks ago at the last dented Fender Truck Series race at Charlotte. You led 88 laps and wound up bringing it home in 3rd place. I know you're really disappointed that night. How does it feel to bounce back and win it here tonight at Texas?
Thanks, Kurt. It feels good tonight. I mean, we almost had a little moment there at the end. Got a little bit interesting. Something to talk about with another driver. But after the disappointment 2 weeks ago, and then last week in the non-point event, we didn't even get a finish out of the race. The computer died on me, so we had to rebuild that this week. And it feels good to park her back here across the checkers.
Yeah, and you got slowed down quite a bit by the, I believe it was the number 77 of Craig Lerman there, and it almost got Shane Parrish back to your bumper there, and there was just not much you could do to try and get by him. He was trying to cut off your line a little bit and trying to stay on that lead lap, and he's doing a good job of it. But your 5th win on the season, you came into the race with the points lead. You're obviously going to leave with the points lead. Coming up on the halfway point of the season, I mean, you're definitely the favorite headed into the back half of the season for the 2017 championship. As always, who would you like to thank for helping you bring it home again?
Oh, sure. Well, of course, we got to thank, Domino's, TYJ, Dented Fender Truck Series. You guys always put on a great show. Gotta thank All Pro Broadcasting. The job you guys do announcing every week is fantastic. I love watching the broadcasts. Gotta thank all my buddies over at Aegis. I got Dave, Andy, Gio, Mike Arditi, my spotter tonight, steering me the right way again. Of course, I got to thank my wife and kids for, Leslie and Jimmy and Brooke for giving me the time to do this, once a week here, a couple nights a week. So, it's just, it's good to be here. I wouldn't go call me the favorite just yet. I mean, I think Shane had something for me tonight and got caught up in a little bit of traffic, but he was pacing me all night, and I swear I thought Mark was going to pull another fuel mileage miracle out of his shoes again. I got a little worried about that, and then when I saw him bidding, I said, "Ooh, thank goodness." But I mean, that's a lot of people make it happen here for the 51 truck, and it's good to give them the finish they deserve.
All right, James. Well, congratulations. I'm sure we'll talk to you again in the not so near future. So, congratulations on your 5th win of the season tonight, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, Curtis.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, Curtis.
Yeah.
Casting. Again, fans, you do not want to miss out on the second half of this 2017 series. We're just getting cranked up, and when the chase starts, we are going to have 16 different drivers eligible for the chase. So we're going to have a lot of people racing those last races, Curtis, and fans that are going to be in the competition for the championship race. And we are a little bit unlike NASCAR fans, and this is exactly why I'm encouraging you to make sure you stay tuned to All Pro Broadcasting. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Unlike NASCAR and some other leagues out there, we're not going to have 4 guys running for the championship. When we come to the championship race at Homestead, all 3 series, we're going to have, correct me if I'm wrong, Curtis, 12 drivers that race, racing for the championship. Not to mention all the guys in the race that just want to get their first win of the season. So I tell you what, Curtis, it's going to be extremely exciting. We set it this way because iRacing is a little bit different than real NASCAR. We follow NASCAR 85-90% of what they do. And I tell you what, the points are just like that. But we make some additional changes, Curtis and fans, so that you, the fans, get the most exciting opportunity to watch iRacing here on All Pro Broadcasting. Curtis, I tell you what, I'm already excited. I know James Ross has got 5 wins. We got some other guys. James Washington in the Top Shelf Cup Series got a few wins. But I tell you what, when the chase starts, that is when go time starts.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting as we head down into the back half of the season and into the chase.
Yes, sir, Curtis. And one other thing, fans, here in the Trek Series, every single Wednesday night, we have got quite a few special event races where anybody who's part of the Domino's TYJ Racing family can race, and there are no points on the line. That means these guys go all out to get the win. Curtis even joined some of those races. Believe it or not, one of the slowest guys you've ever met, me, gets to race in some of these races. Sometimes I pull a rabbit out of my shoe and finish in the top 10. But fans, you do not want to miss any of the races. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, 8:50 p.m. Eastern on All Pro Broadcasting. I tell you what, Curtis, this has been a great race tonight. What are your takeaways?
Just another James Ross dominance, pretty much. Another long green flag run race for these dented fenders truck drivers. They always seem to do a pretty good job of keeping it clean, and I look forward to coming out here every week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Curtis. Real quick, we do have an update. Tina Collins, she is from Seattle, Washington, all the way on the West Coast. I think she has finally picked up that James Ross might be the guy to pick for the free pizza. Tina Collins is our newest first-time Domino's TYJ Racing Pizza free giveaway winner. She will win that free 3-topping large pizza, carry-out only. that she will receive over the weekend. So fans, make sure you tune in for tomorrow night's race. It's going to be the Top Shelf Cup race at Pocono. You do not want to miss it. It'll be your next chance to win a free large 3-topping Domino's pizza from your local Domino's store, carry out only. And no, we're not kidding. You can go to Robert Graham McFarland on Facebook. I highly encourage you to do that. You don't have to friend me. Just go there and look at the posts. We've got many, many, many pictures. A couple dozen pictures of people winning the free pizza. Some people want to give the picture. Some people do not want to give their picture. But thank you so much for viewing tonight, fans. Make sure you subscribe to All Pro Broadcasting. Click the subscribe button. For Curtis Young, Michael D'Amico, who is the master behind the cameras at All Pro Broadcasting. My name is Robert McFarland. Thanks again, fans, and we will see you tomorrow night at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Everybody have a good night.
We might be a little crazy, get a little nuts, but you can't have the glory if you ain't got the guts. Our strength of pride and faith and trust is American. We like the wildest things that you've ever seen. We make them bigger and faster